Hey guys, before this video starts, I just want to point out that I did make a cord for all y'all like a week ago, so go drop by. I'll be hanging around there and possibly doing a real giveaway. That's all. Link in the description. Hey YouTube, it's your boy Mizuki back in another video, and in today's video, I wanted to dive into a specific Fullbring that's been bouncing around the Proxite community ever since the release, and that has been praised over and over and over again, despite some of its cons. Yes guys, Kether. Now this hype almost reminds me of the Vermin hype, until obviously weaknesses were found and nerfs were added, which gave Vermin a mediocre spot on the Volstating tier list. But here we got a Fullbring variation of the Vermin, obviously Black Silence, aka Kether. That with the reasons I want to share with y'all today, I feel like doesn't necessarily deserve the hype. Note that before making this video, as usual, I've discussed this info with the active members of the game, as well as the mods who published this update and the content creators such as myself to solidify my point of view. I've also made time segments for today's video, the first part being the back and the basics, the second part being my rationale behind why Black Silence is bad, as well as recent nerfs and whatnot, and then I want to break down what Fullbring I feel like deserves number one, and lastly, I'll cap off with a nice outro as usual. So now without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Now anyways, Black Silence aka Kether is a combo shape type Fullbring. In my opinion, it's a high risk, high reward type of ability, with the first move being a combo starter called Duranible. The description reads, swing once with the sheath of your sword, then again with the blade. Upon using it again, the skill transforms into Crystal Atelier, which makes you quickly dash forward and perform 2 slices. This move scales with strength. Duranible, and by the way, finally, dude, I'm so happy they made a Trello, because now we actually know what the moves scale off of. So it scales its strength. Duranible has 2 usages though, both of which are combo extenders. Now the second move is one that typically used to extend off the Duranible even further, but this time into the air. The move is called Zelenkova Workshop, and it basically, the description reads, send the opponent in front of you flying with the swing of your hammer. Upon using it again, the skill transforms into an Old Boy's Workshop, which makes you repeatedly swing an axe and mace in front of you. This move scales with strength. It's just like Duranible, has 2 usages, both of which send the opponent flying away, which is perfect for combo extending. Now the third and final move of the first Fullbring form being Move 3, Atelier Logic. Basically the description reads, summon 2 guns and fire them off 3 times. Upon using it again, the skill transforms into Mook Workshop, which makes you release a frenzy of invisible slices on the target in front of you. This move scales with strength. All these moves scale with strength, by the way, just summarizing. This is like the cherry on top in terms of combinations given to us. So we have 2 moves, and this is the finisher. And now upon activation of the Twin Soul form, we get a custom M2, which allows you to chain into other Kether moves, since again, every single Kether ability or move is a combo extender from the previous move. And of course we get a perfect block, which the description reads, retaliate by summoning a dagger and slicing the target into pieces. Now both of these are great moves, but if y'all want to finish, if y'all want a nice finish in general, Furiosa is the ultimate, and it's just the way to go. And the description reads, initiate an all-out attack on whoever your guns hit, utilizing every weapon in your kit to flawlessly eliminate the opponent you desire. This move again scales with strength. The beauty of this ultimate is how nice it looks, but also how it shreds your opponent into bits. A perfect ultimate finish. But now with the background out of the way, y'all might be asking yourselves, well, if it's so spectacular, then why do you make a video disproving this? And now don't get me wrong, Black Silence is a lethal and good Fullbring. But going back to what I was saying earlier, it's a high risk and high reward Fullbring, and as an ex-Black Silence user, it was the first Fullbring that I maxed out before switching to Clock. I noticed that a lot of the moves and combo extensions Black Silence users are all very, very predictable and very easy to perfect block. You could pretty much predict it. Like, I know there normally aren't that many deep oaken players playing Proxite, but if there are, you'll never start anything with Black Silence, since practically any move is very predictable and easy to perfect block, especially with the way most players, including myself, play this Fullbring. Everyone always starts with Duranible, and maybe if they're more or less smart, they go for Zelenkova Workshop to try and trick their opponent, but being a good player and memorizing patterns, it can be very easy to see through it. Now don't get me wrong, everybody makes mistakes, and sometimes something slips through, and if it does, with Kether you're basically screwed since these chains of combos are notorious. Well, are they really? Now as some of y'all already know, Proxite has recently dropped a new update or patch up. And in the patch up, they ended up nerfing Black Silence. So basically, y'all can only chain off the first 3 moves and only their first forms, meaning that you can perform you could perform a 3-move Black Silence combo. That's as far as it goes. It's not infinite combo anymore, so those of y'all who didn't know, now you do. Meaning that no, Kether's still great, hands down. It's just now the players as a whole are a lot more limited to what they can and cannot do. Meaning that the high risk, high reward has just went down to high risk and good reward. For those of y'all Kether players out there, keep it up, since you don't only need Kether to do fire combos, and you can still do great combos. Kether's still amazing. It's just a little bit worse than a couple other Fullbrings out there. Obviously, plenty more good moves out there, blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying generally and overall, Kether has been weakened pretty well. Now, as far as what the new meta Fullbring is, I think it's Clock. And it's always been Clock, and the reason behind it is it's simple. It's a low risk and good reward. Not great, but good reward. See, most Clock moves are hard to spot, one, and are normally done from a far distance. Since Clock is a pistol run Fullbring, it's like a Quincy Shrift and a Narancar Res mixed into one human ability, and y'all get Clock. Also, as a whole, Clock is a hella cinematic, and it's very cinematic, and has a lot of cool loopholes y'all can use or just take advantage of. It's also great for combo starting, especially the first 2 moves, which literally have a clone dummy pin your opponent to the ground while simultaneously chipping off damage, allowing you to walk over and do your thing. Also, even if the pinning move does wear off, there's still a slight stun delay, which gives y'all the time in the world to run a combo off of your opponent. I don't know, I've always kind of saw through every Fullbring but Clock, especially Kether. It's just a good Fullbring, it's clean, and the ultimate is just a video of its own. But yeah, aside from that, I hope this video explained to y'all why I believe Kether has died down a bit, not really, but a bit. Now again, it's still OP, there's still a lot of cool combos and chains you can make off of it, despite the nerf, but I still don't think it's the same insane infinite combo hype Fullbring it once was, and people need to realize that. Even though a lot of people at this point are starting to turn their opinions away from it, but I guess some of y'all just don't read the update logs. That's why. And that's why I make these videos. Also, who's hyped for update 5? Anyways, on that note, like, sub, all the proper things, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.